Vadim Zeland, a contemporary Russian writer and mystic, is best known for his best-selling series, Reality Transurfing. At the heart of this profound esoteric teaching lies a revolutionary idea that every individual possesses the innate ability to consciously shape and control their own reality, simply by harnessing the power of their thoughts. On a physical level, we are all born into certain circumstances, and we often find ourselves trapped by a specific situation. A person might think, "I was born into poverty, and there is no way out for me," or "I am forced to be content with what is available," or "I must do what is expected of me." This mindset can feel hypnotic, completely capturing our attention. When you are in this state, you have fallen into a kind of waking dream, a trance that happens to you while you are fully conscious. And as long as you perceive this reality as fixed, the mirror of the world reflects it back to you with ever-increasing intensity. In this way, a person under the power of their reality simultaneously strengthens it. This is why the poor often get poorer and the rich get richer. It is the very act of being fixated on the reflection that turns life into an unconscious dream, a state where you are completely at the mercy of circumstances. Reality dominates you because you watch it unfold with anxiety, as if you were a mesmerized spectator. Think of it like being completely absorbed in a movie on a screen. Only in life, this immersion is infinitely deeper. You are hypnotized by the reflection, and it pulls you along a circular, mirrored path. So how do you transform your existence from this unconscious dream into a lucid one that you can direct? You must grasp one simple yet profound truth. In this world, there is you, and there is the mirror of reality. As long as your attention is fixed on the reflection, you are trapped inside that mirror. Everything that happens there seems to be independent of you. Your life resembles a computer game where you did not set the rules. Of course, you are allowed to make some attempts to influence what is happening inside the game, but you are deprived of the one thing that truly matters: the ability to step outside of it. However, only one thing holds you captive there: your attention. You have the power to break free from the mirror's hold. Inside the mirror, you experience an unconscious dream. Outside, you experience a conscious, lucid dream. The reality is the same from either side, for the mirror is dual. But when you are in the reflection, you do not control reality. It controls you. You are held captive by the illusion that you can change the reflection by touching it directly. But real change is only possible from this side of the mirror, where your inner intention becomes your outer world. To get out, you must shift your focus from the reflection to the image you want to project. By realizing that you are standing in front of the mirror, you gain the ability to shape reality according to the image of your thoughts. Once freed from the illusion, you must redirect your train of thought away from what you don't want and toward what you do want. Shift your focus from "I don't like this" to "This is what I like," from sickness to health, and from the means to the ultimate end goal. If you observe your own life, you will notice that at every turn, you are forced to come to terms with circumstances and submit to what seem like inevitable things. You are used to perceiving this waking dream passively, accepting it as is. At best, you might try to resist events, to fight for your script, to swim against the current of variance. But all you truly need to do is change your attitude, the image you hold before the mirror. When you do this, you cease to be a prisoner of the game. The game then begins to unfold outside of you, and according to your will. You transform from a mere pawn on the chessboard into the player who rolls the dice. However, a new rule now comes into play. If a combination that seems unfavorable from your point of view comes up, you must accept it and declare it to be a success. This rule is essential if you don't want to find yourself trapped inside the mirror once again. It is not enough to simply redirect your thoughts. You must also shift your mind's control from trying to write the entire script to simply making dynamic adjustments along the way. Usually, the rational mind resists when an unfolding event does not fit its preconceived notions. From now on, the opposite must be true. Whenever your mind expresses dissatisfaction with a deviation from its script, you must consciously shake yourself awake and accept the change with readiness, affirming, "Everything is going as it should." The rational mind cannot come to terms with the idea that at the beginning of a journey, when nothing is yet known, there is no need to worry about the means. The mind constantly catches itself thinking, "How can this possibly happen?" And it plays out all kinds of negative scenarios. You want to tell it, "Listen, that is not your concern. Your job is to keep your attention fixed on the final destination, the end goal." Herein lies the great paradox. People themselves prevent their intended reality from ever coming to pass. When making a wish, the mind always draws up an approximate plan for how events should develop. That's just how human thinking is wired. But when unfolding events don't fit into that tidy script, it creates the impression that nothing is working out. In reality, everything is going exactly as it should. But because the mind, accustomed to thinking in cliches, does not want to make changes to its scenario, a person begins to act in a way that ultimately ruins everything. No one can know for certain how events must unfold for an order to be fulfilled. But if the mind insists that it knows best, then as a result, nothing comes of it. Your dreams seem difficult to achieve because you are under the power of old templates, and you simply do not give those dreams the space to manifest. Your doors are locked with the bolts of stereotypes. Instead, simply formulate the desired image, the goal in your thoughts, and then just start moving your feet in that direction. Whatever happens, know that it is all being done for the fulfillment of your order. Adopt the intention of the ruler, the unwavering conviction that declares, "Everything is going according to plan, because I have decreed it so. In my world, I am the one who makes the rules." Attempts to directly influence events are the work of the inner intention, the rational mind trying to defend its own script. But the mind cannot know what awaits it on the path to the goal. Circumstances are shaped by outer intention and the flow of variance. Your job is simply to set the vector of the current. You should not be concerned with the specific riverbed through which it will flow. Imagine, then, waking up one day within this mirror-like dream. Around you, ordinary events and scenery are unfolding, but you see everything differently. It's as if you have broken free from the stream of events and found yourself at the center of a huge spherical mirror. A giant kaleidoscope slowly rotates around you, its facets of reality shimmering. You are a part of this reality, and yet at the same time, you exist separately from it, independent and empowered. In the same way, you realize your separateness when you wake up in a nighttime dream and understand that the dream now depends on you, not you on it. In the mirror-like waking dream, everything is the same, with the only difference being that reality reacts with less speed. But once you get used to its slowness, something amazing is revealed. Reality becomes plastic and malleable, shifting to follow the image of your thoughts. You have stepped outside of this world. You have stepped out of the mirror.